Hello and welcome to Azariah's Studio. My name is Sarah. I am the artist and designer behind Azariah's Studio. I'm going to show you how to work what I call a cheater seam. Some call it an afterthought heel. You can use it in socks. You can also use it for pockets. Once you understand how it works, I bet you can come up with all kinds of creative ways to use it. I don't like calling it an afterthought because you still have to plan for it. Here's the swatch if you would like to knit along. You will need some scrap yarn as well. So the green is my main color, and I have worked the first 6 rows. And now this is the row where I want to put in the cheater part. So that's what the waste yarn is for. I've got a whole bunch here. You don't need that. You don't need all of that. I'm going to work the first 4 rows and going to work the first 4 stitches. I'm going to knit 2, then purl 2. Then I'm going to drop the green. I'm going to pick up my waste yarn and I'm going to knit. They're all knits the next 10 stitches. That is because it is easier to pick them up later, and I'll show that to you in just a minute. All right, I have 4 stitches left on the end, which is what I want, but I don't want to carry the green over here. I'm going to move these guys back to the other needle. Just slipping them purlwise, not changing their orientation or anything. Pick up that green yarn again, and I'm going to work in pattern. I'm not going to knit them all. I'm going to do 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, all the way across the rest of the row. I'll turn it around and do that back side row just so we can see things a bit better, and then we'll talk about it. And I have completed that row. You can see in here is my waste yarn. Some of the stitches are kind of loose. That doesn't matter. And then you're just going to continue on with the pattern, whatever it's telling you to do. So if this were in a sock, I would either work the foot or work the cuff until the point that I want to insert the heel. Then I would put this on approximately half of the stitches, the waste yarn, and then I would continue so that I have a tube with this line of waste yarn in it. And then later, you're going to come back and you're going to want to pick out the waste yarn. And this is why I chose to do all knits, so that I can pick up each of the 10 stitches a lot easier than if I had done knit, purl, knit, purl. So it doesn't matter which leg you pick up in. This is at the bottom of the V. So we got pulled a little bit tight. Right. You're going to take another needle, and then at the top of the V, we don't want to pick up the waste yarn. We want to pick up one of the legs of the stitches coming out of the waste yarn. You see here, there's not a V, there's a bump because it was purled into with that next green row. If when you go to work these, you don't like the leg that was picked up, that's fine. You can choose a different leg. With the last stitch, I always can't decide if I should pick up this leg or this leg. The goal is to have 10 on each needle. 6, 8, 10. All right, and now you can either get a tapestry needle, yet another needle if you have it, just whatever you've got handy. And then you're going to unpick the waste yarn. To finish the swatch, to be able to do this, I work 6 more rows and then bind off however you wish. This is just a knitted bind off. Start sticking, start pulling in different places. This wasn't in here very long, but it is wool. And it likes to stick to itself. As you can see, nothing is falling off. No stitches are running. Everything is behaving the way that it's supposed to. All right, so now I have 10 here, 10 here. I have a hole in the middle of my knitting now. I would pick up a couple stitches here, and a couple stitches here, depending on the pattern and how it's instructing you of how many stitches you need and things of that nature. And then divide them out onto your double pointed needles, and you can just start knitting. Like I said, if you don't like the orientation, like this guy's backwards to me, you can always either work it in the back loop or turn it around when you go to work it. That's just the nature of it sometimes. These guys look okay. That is how you work an afterthought but planned cheater seam for a heel, a pocket, or something else creative. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have more questions, you can always email me, Sarah@azariasfiberarts.com, or drop a comment below. Happy making!